Recording now. Talking about War of the Sontarans. Bit late.
War of the potato people.
Yep. A week late, although it's going to be probably later because I'm going to have to edit this monstrosity and upload it later. But yeah, we'll talk about War of the Sontarans, and then we'll talk about Once Upon Time, which is just, I don't know, a weird name. I will say. I'm going to have trouble distinguishing it from Twice Upon a Time, World Enough in Time, and itself.
The classic Chibnall with an annoying name for an episode.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, I don't think it's his fault this time round because it was more a case of you're confusing it with everyone else's episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, what kind of name is War of the Sontarans, am I right? There's always a blooming war with them.
Yeah, it's like their thing.
Anyway. Let's just talk things we liked about the episode, I guess, to begin. I don't know if you can remember things, so I might just start and then see if anything comes.
Yeah, you start. Just jog my memory.
Yeah, because
I watched it like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, you watched it a while back, and I did too, but I also rewatched it today. I quite like that scene where we first actually see a normal Sontaran early on, with Jodie and Mrs. Seacole going to the British hotel, and there's the Sontaran chained up in there, which is clearly Dan Starkley. I quite like
the fact that there were a nice mix between the classic era Sontarans.
Nice mix between classic
and the new ones. They still have that humour of the new Who, but they're not dominated by the thing.
Yes, exactly. They're still a proper warrior. And
they're comical, I can legitimately be threatened by them.
There was a lot of nice details there, really. I quite liked
the callbacks.
I still love the callbacks to this episode. I mean, for one thing, the way that Yaz and what's his face? I've had a blank moment. Evil Dan.
Dan.
Yeah, I like how he's responded to that whole meme. Like he knows it exists and everything. But I quite like how he and Yaz kind of faded out. The way they faded out reminded me a lot of how Lynx was in the Time Warrior when the Third Doctor was doing that whole scanning thing in the corridor. They appear like blue ghosts almost. But that just reminded me a little bit of that. I don't know if anyone else realised that. There was also the literal reference to Lynx. When the commander just, frickin' name drops him, and I'm like, oh my god, yay! Name drop.
Yeah, people say Chibnall doesn't know the canon of Doctor Who, but he does.
He absolutely loves. He loves the Third Doctor era, so it's no surprise that he would do it.
Yeah.
This is why I had good faith in him doing the Sontarans, right? Because I think he actually did do them really well. I think there was a nice middle ground between classic and modern, like we said.
Yeah.
In a way that doesn't get in the way of the story. I actually think this is probably one of the best Sontaran stories we've ever had. I don't think it's classic Who level, but it's just below that, Better than Russell T Davies and Moffat stuff for Sontarans.
I would say it's also better than some classic Doctor Who stories.
Yes.
Like Two Doctors.
Yeah. Wait, what? You don't like
That was just terrible.
You don't like Two Doctors?
I like it from its goofy standpoint. It's a good bad episode in my mind.
No. One of my favourites there.
It's so ridiculous. I love it for that reason. But.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. Some of it I do love for the wrong reasons, but I would still put it really high up on a top episode list.
I don't love it for any good reasons. It's just
well, I mean, Colin's great in it.
I watch it for a laugh.
It's probably one of the episodes I would say that anybody could enjoy Colin Baker. Like the people who don't tend to like him would like him in that. I mean, we're Big Finish listeners, so we automatically have to like him because my god, Big Finish. We're gonna dive into that again, aren't we? No.
Big Finish, take my money.
Yeah. the big finish, the constant black hole / flux in my pocket that drains all my money.
It's like that Futurama meme.
But yeah, I do think it was a very good episode. I also loved the bit with the wok. I also loved the bit when Dan actually like does that whole behind you thing to one of the Sontarans, and it's like, oh, I'm a guest. Look, take out with your commander over there, and then he whacks him on the back with a wok, and he's just like deep fried pan Sontaran. Now I'm going to walk out of here. I'm sorry, but I think after that episode, like, my god, Dan's going up for me, because, like, he has to be the most brave and hilarious companion ever, somehow, by the fact that he was willing to go in to a place filled with Sontarans after just seeing them execute a bunch of people, and, like, literally send a message to the Doctor, and takes them out with a
My only issue with Dan is how suddenly he actually is, like, on board with helping the Doctor.
I can kind of get it, but I don't think it was as forced as other characters we've had in the past.
Yeah, I was just like, you've met the Doctor for like 2 seconds on screen, and now suddenly like, I'm gonna record a video for them.
But I personally think he just like knows what the he knows that the Doctor really is the only one who can go to this. I mean, they're like, the Doctor's like one of the only aliens he knows, I guess. So like, it's like, you know, I'll send you to that alien I just.
There's the dog.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have the dog on speed dial or whatever. And the dog wasn't on the Sontaran ship on the other side, I guess. So I guess he just kind of like was like, well, the dog tried to, you know, keep me in a cage, and I don't really get along with him, so I guess I'll send it to the Doctor. But yeah, there was some good. There were some great moments in the episode, and I honestly do think the Sontarans were done very well. And also, I actually think
I do like the humour.
I think this is probably my favourite episode for Jodie as well, because it's actually the one time where I feel like her Doctor really starts to feel a bit more. I don't know. I don't really want to say less bland, but like I feel like that is really what's going on. I felt like the whole era, she's kind of seemed a bit bland to me. Either that or just ripping off other Doctors.
The other thing is, Jodie's going to play a really good Doctor.
Huh?
I think if they gave her the right material, she could play a really good Doctor. It's kind of annoying because you're like, there's the talent there.
Yeah,
she just needs to be given.
She needs to be written better. But also, I don't know whether it's the script or her acting, which doesn't give that impression of age of the Doctor, you know, and maybe severity. But I felt in this episode, I felt in War of the Sontarans there was a lot more sort of a presence there. I definitely felt like Jodie's Doctor was the Doctor. And there wasn't too much sort of stupid technobabble, because quite often I'll get annoyed. I mean, this happens for any Doctor, really. But, like, quite a lot with Chibnall's era, there's been lots and lots of technobabble and exposition and all that sort of thing.
Let's just say what's going on. And you're like, you could show it.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk a bit about.
Why is the Doctor?
I'll talk about a little bit about this week's episode as well. Once upon a time, there was. I will say this: the one thing I didn't like about it was there was a lot of exposition, a lot going on. Really
I couldn't deal with the Doctor whittling on about what's going on in the time stream.
Exactly.
Like she's saying, I'm going back to where I was. You don't need to tell me that. I will know by looking.
Yeah. They do kind of treat the audience a little bit as stupid, but
that bit annoyed me.
One thing that I would like to point out is when I was watching
blind and I'll notice.
When I was watching it, when I was watching it, I felt like it was a Big Finish story almost. You know, like the style of it. Like it seemed very sort of Big Finish-esque, and like honestly, if you took away the visuals, I think it would work better. I feel that kind of story because it's very ambitious. I'd say like what was going on there because they were like being shown different moments of each character's past, which was actually quite interesting. But it did take a bit of getting used to seeing like
and still gets roles. No development.
Yeah, Yaz still got the least development out of this. Vinder's already got more development out of one episode
I know
than
more
Yaz
about
in
Vinder than I know
3
about
seasons.
flipping Yaz.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her character. I really hope by the end of Jodie's era, or whenever she's left, like Yaz leaves, that she'll get some
Also,
development.
when the doctor had to go at Yaz for asking what's going on, I really wanted Yaz to slap the doctor right there
I don't know.
at the end.
I feel like Yaz.
She was like, "Well, what's going on?" And then she goes with Yaz, and I'm like, "Yaz, just give her a good slap."
Although one thing that really annoyed me about Jodie's doctor is she was willing to kind of try and stay in that time thing with all the companions just to find out her past.
It shows her some agency in this whole timeless child plot. It's like, oh, the doctor actually gives a shit now. Like,
yeah. Well, I always got the impression that they would do that, and actually, after watching War of the Sontarans and seeing the clips of Swarm and that other one, the blue one, I did get the impression that maybe she'd fought them in the past, you know, with like the whole like previous incarnations as part of the division, and this I was proven right. It was, and I thought that stuff was actually quite interesting. And I kind of also knew that the Lupari guy was going to be there as well, the dog, and like he kind of was.
I think in that one of the other ones, I was kind of disappointed they didn't show it. I really wanted them to bring back that guy from the Fugitive of the Jejune.
Yeah.
Who got killed. I was like, make that Vinder's character in that memory or something. And be like, oh yeah, they're there, and it sets up that more of that relationship that we never learned anything about.
Oh, okay, whatever.
I think that was a bit of a missed opportunity.
Maybe. I did actually find Vinder's story really interesting. Like, did you? Like, I thought there was a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Like, you know, his whole past. Like, I honestly think Vinder is actually a really interesting character. And but like at the same time, I'm like, yes, I'm really happy you told us this really amazing story. But how come you've given Yaz nothing still?
Yeah, Yaz still has bugger all.
That great serpent guy though is like pure evil. Like he is so evil.
He's like, I'm kind of glad their planet's gone because that means he's dead.
Also, about like because I'm guessing it was Vinder's wife or girlfriend or something. With the stuff with her in relation to her. The stuff with the Sontaran, not the Sontarans, Cybermen, sorry. That was, I wouldn't say it was amazing, but I would say this, like, although they did get shot down immediately, and I was like, oh come on, the Cybermen are just freaking, I don't even know at this point, paint cans or something that just get shot by everybody.
Yeah.
But, I will say this, I did like the scene where she was actually talking to that Cyberman. I don't know, I just felt like it was at least nice to have Cybermen utter more intelligent dialogue than delete or whatever. Like,
my only issue with that is the Cybermen still aren't acting like friggin' Cybermen.
But it's an improvement, I feel.
They just want to conquer.
At least they're saying something.
Yeah, and I'm just sort of like, why not make it that what they're doing is trying to convert people in this weird, twisted way of trying to help?
Well, I think that was kind of what they were trying to do. I think what they were trying to do is basically...
You didn't come across.
They're still kind of... They're still kind of like programmed to go around converting people. So what they're doing is they're just trying to find everybody and convert them. And then basically...
Yeah, that just didn't come across in the episode to me at all.
Well, they did literally... They did kind of say it at one point. But, like... I feel like basically what they're doing is they're going to convert. Basically, if they succeeded, they would convert all the humans, but then they'd have nothing to do, which is kind of kind of made me think of like what the 10th Doctor said to them in Age of Steel. How like you'd stay this way, you'd never progress, you'd never like You know what I mean? Like, they just sort of stay that way. And, like, I feel like that's kind of...
Yeah.
I don't know, I just weirdly like that Cyberman bit. Like, not the fact that they got, like,
I
taken
like
out...
how they actually got a proper dialogue
Yeah,
thing going
I
on.
wasn't happy that they were taken out so easily, but the fact that they got dialogue is a step forward, I have to say.
Yeah. I was also sitting there going, though, whatever happened to the Time Lord Cybermen?
We don't talk about them.
Drop plotline.
Well, it was stupid in all honesty. Nobody liked it, but also they've kind of messed up the Cyberman sort of hierarchy, because we already had a type of Cyberman called Cyber Lords. The you know, those ones with the black handlebars and the brain and the black face.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be called Cyber Lords, as well as they also go by Cyber Leader, but I prefer thinking of them as Cyber Lords, like some other people. But but in this, it's like, oh yes, we get with the Timeless Child stuff, they decide to have these weird Cybermen that don't have handlebars and have these weird things coming out of their heads, and they're called Cyber Lords, and they're just like. I mean, I do feel like it would make sense for the Cybermen to convert Time Lords. Like, that does seem like a good idea. But they had such a stupid design, and they didn't need to be called Cyber Lords. They could still be called Cybermen. Last I checked, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, they're still technically Cybermen. They just got Time Lord abilities. Like, yeah. You could just refer to them as the Time Lord Cybermen. But I just feel like, to be honest, we shouldn't see the Cyber Lords that aren't actually Cyber Lords ever again.
Yeah. It does seem a bit like that was a one-off thing, and I'm like, what was the point?
They were just a bit dumb. Let's be honest, that episode wasn't exactly great. The Cybermen were kind of garbage, in all honesty, in that episode. Like, I know you liked the kind of the half-converted one, the one that's not fully sort of right. But personally,
I liked him.
I didn't, because he immediately gets an from me, because well, he's got emotions clearly. So
I found him interesting.
No. Plus, anyway, actually, let's just move on, because, I mean, if we start talking about Timeless Child and whatnot, I'll then start complaining about those flying Cybermen head drone things that was just really, really stupid. That was just cringe-worthy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll defend the Timeless Child, but I'm not defending those.
Yeah. But, yeah, anyway, let's move away from Timeless Child, or otherwise I'll start having a rant. Another thing I'd like to point out with that episode that we had today, the Daleks. What the hell? They just CGI'd them. What, would it be so hard or something to, like, actually put models in? Like, they just didn't look right at all. They looked kind of all, I don't know, almost slimy, like, because they were just kind of edited in. They seem so unbelievably smooth. What's going on with that, Chibnall?
Is this also our obligatory Dalek appearance now?
It probably
out the way.
Also, that guy, the guy, you know, the guy who was, I think he was from the 1800s or something, from Liverpool. Or whatever.
Yeah, he just randomly appears again.
He does appear quite a bit. And
what the hell is going on there?
I feel like we're going to see more of him. But also, did you notice that he had like a laser gun? And I think that was a Sontaran gun, you know. So maybe we might see the
Sontaran one.
Maybe we'll see the Sontarans again this season, and maybe we'll have them in the 1800s or something.
Yeah, they've been mentioned quite a bit as well.
I feel like it would make sense. Also, with the Weeping Angels, when they like appeared a bit for the Yaz moment, like, remember she was sitting in the police car, and there was one with a mirror, and I'm just like, oh, surely she's safe then, no?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what was actually in that mirror. I was trying to figure out what that was.
Why is the Weeping Angel so interested in Yaz, though? That is my question. It just keeps appearing after her. Also, with back to War of the Sontarans, I forgot to mention this. You know that scene where she's like pointing out all their weaknesses to the soldiers and whatnot with a stick and like the board with all the drawings of Sontarans, right? One thing I have to ask is, why the hell and how the hell Did the Doctor have all that time to get that many drawings of Sontarans? Did she literally sit around and doodle for hours while the Sontaran attacking is imminent? I mean, what the heck?
I just draw a load of pictures.
It's just like, no, you don't need these pictures. You can still just talk about them. What the hell, Doctor?
Either that, or has the Doctor just been doodling in the TARDIS all this time?
Yeah, and then she just pulled them out of her bigger on the inside pockets or something and stuck them on the wall.
Headcanon for that.
Oh yeah, also when Yaz was playing that game as well and there was the Weeping Angel, I was thinking, are they playing that new Doctor Who game that came out? Because it looks just like it. I wouldn't be surprised if they use footage.
If so, bad taste.
Huh?
Also, if so, bad taste in games.
Yeah, I don't think that game looks very good, to be honest. I've seen other people play it, and I just don't...
It's meant to be just freaking terrible.
I just don't get the impression, like, why... It just doesn't seem that good, in all honesty. If you're going to make a Doctor Who game, let us play as all the Doctors in, like, through different stories.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we don't want this interactive nonsense where we could be ourselves and the Doctor talks to us. We've had that so many blooming times.
I didn't mind that when the Doctor Who website did.
It's just really annoying though.
They were like
really annoying.
They were fine because they were freebie games, and they're like, okay.
But I've honestly had enough of that.
I do remember one of them was quite fun. Actually.
Yeah, the one with the Grask and David Tennant.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was fun.
Yeah, but this new one that's come out, I don't see the appeal behind it. I mean, to be fair, I haven't played it, but like I don't see myself playing it because I've literally seen other people playing it on YouTube, and I'm just like, I'm not interested, dude.
I've seen quite a few reviews, and basically it's a lot of... You couldn't even bother to finish the thing to review it.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem that good. But yeah, I feel like... I mean, there's not really much else we can talk about these episodes, really, but I thought just all of it was quite good, apart from maybe the fact that Yaz still hasn't had character development. Apart from that...
Yeah, Yaz really needs character development.
Yaz is the victim. Hashtag justice for Yaz.
And it's annoying because she was the one I actually liked the most going into the Chibnall era, and then was like, oh...
I mean, I just like Graham, but that was mainly for the memes. But like, I'm sorry.
Graham took a while to grow on me, but I like Graham after...
Graham versus Dan, battle to the death. Graham has his laser shoes, Dan has his wok. My money's on...
Soft shoe shuffle versus laser shoes.
Yeah, battle to the death. I think Dan will just take his shoes away from him. So I'll take a couple of these for tonight, and then just rock him. That's my opinion. Either that, or we'll get some sort of trash talk between the two of them. Anyway, please, Doctor Who poop, make it happen. Yeah. No, like, they trash talk each other, though, like... Because, you know, like, how they both kind of got really silly humour, and they're like, if someone... They'll make loads of remarks about other characters and, like, monsters in the show. I could just totally see that happening between... Like, there's wall of banter between the two. But, yeah, please, can we please have the war of Dan versus Graham?
Yes.
Yeah. 13th Doctor gets caught in the crossfire, unfortunately. That's how she's going to regenerate.
Yeah. That should be quite amusing.
I want to see that. Oh, no. Dan uses his evil power to play tennis using the wok. I feel like our brains have turned into mulch after this, but I mean, honestly, there isn't really much we can talk about. I mean, there wasn't... Somehow, I feel like, for once, Chibnall's episodes were kind of, like, somewhat both grounded and also kind of reaching. It's really weird. But, like, he both managed to, like, not put too much stuff in it, but also did actually, like, do some interesting stuff that's like, oh, this is ambitious, you know? Somehow he was channeling Moffat and Russell T Davies at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
Discord's being all messed up. Can you try talking again?
I did like the third episode quite a lot as well.
I can't hear you. Discord. Oh, hang on. No, you got louder again. Talk.
Talk quickly. Yeah, no, I was saying how I definitely preferred the third episode out of all of them, though.
I'd say I like the third episode.
It's actually progressed the plot line. It's progressed it somewhat, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
I like the third episode.
Something's happening.
But I have to say, I will deduct marks of the third episode purely for too much technobabble. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here, to be honest. I think we've wrapped up pretty well. I mean, we've only talked for about half an hour, but I mean, yeah, there wasn't actually much to talk about. Plus, I feel like we've a lot more condensed now, because last time we talked about not just the episode, we also talked about like Russell T Davies and Chibnall and Jodie Era. So yeah, I feel like this is probably a good end point now, so I'll stop recording.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for watching, whoever's watching. Sorry we might have melted your brains with Dan versus Graham or Big Finish.
For those who are watching, we just apologise for the video in general.
Yeah, sorry for taking half an hour of your life.
You're not getting it back.
No, you're not getting it back.